Hiya and welcome to today's video. Today I'll be talking about Fantastic Beasts 2 as we are due lots of new content very soon, and I kind of just want to have my own thoughts and opinions recorded on it just before we get that. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to look back on in 8 months' time. I'll be talking about both thoughts and theories, and if the theories aren't mine, I'll link them down below. So, first up, probably pretty obviously, is my own theory that Grindelwald has a Horcrux. If you didn't know, I uploaded a video about 5 months ago, which I'm still very proud of, which explains why Grindelwald might have a Horcrux or multiple, and if you want to check it out, here's the iCard. Next up is just a little thing that I spotted, but it could be impactful. I was so proud of it that I shared it with my favourite fan site, the Rolling Library, to maybe get some other people's knowledge and thoughts on it, and I did get a pretty good answer, and I'll share that with you in just a second. My theory goes that as well as going to New York, Paris and London in the second Fantastic Beasts film, we'll also be going to Kaxambu, which I'm probably saying very wrong and I'm sorry. I got to this theory because while reading my The Dark Arts, a movie scrapbook book, I noticed that in one of the newspaper articles it says, Gellert Grindelwald International Wizard Hunt intensifies New York, Paris, London and a fourth city, which I didn't know what it was, so I, through a lot of hard work involving phones, magnifying glasses and Google Maps, I figured out that the city is Kaxambu. Though it's not as famous as the other three, we could still go there, and I'll tell you where it is very shortly. I thought about what going to Kaxambu could mean for Fantastic Beasts 2, and I didn't really get a lot, maybe apart from discovering new beasts, or discovering beasts that we already know from the textbook, but we don't know from the movie, and none of those were brilliant. So I contacted my favourite fan site, the Rolling Library. They tweeted it out, and after some time we got an answer from @FlagRiba, if you want to check them out, that it is where Eduardo Lima from Lima was born, and apparently it's been included in a lot of Wizarding World newspapers, and I just didn't know this before. But that doesn't mean that they couldn't also put it in the movie as a kind of thank you to one of the graphic designers. While this could be just an Easter egg, it could also be something more, and the reason I think this is because of the next theory, which involves that the Brazilian wizarding school, Castelo Brujo, specialises in magizoology. Next up is one of Seamus Gorman's theories, and I have pretty good ground to believe it because some of his theories have been proven before, as well as this just being logical. The theory goes that we'll see the Chamber of Secrets be opened in 1942 because Hogwarts is important to British Wizarding World, as well as the worldwide Wizarding World probably, and they will contact the Brazilian Wizarding School, the headmistress of Castelo Brujo, because they specialise in magizoology. Maybe they want help from them to figure out what to do with the basilisk, as well as Newt. If you want to check out the whole theory, I have a link down below. The next few things aren't really theories as much as thoughts, but I still kind of want to say what I think about these things, so here we go. So, Lita Lestrange will be my first topic of discussion. She is quite a mystery. We heard a little bit about her in Fantastic Beasts 1, but not a lot. And because she's only related to Bellatrix through marriage, she could be good or bad. I'm kind of hoping for good, to kind of defy what the kind of less aware fans think of her. I'm also very excited to find out about Theseus. We know also pretty much nothing about him, apart from that he's a war hero, and he could quite easily turn to the bad side, I think. I don't know why, but that would be pretty interesting to see, like brothers fight against each other. I'm very intrigued about Malegitus. I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'm excited to see about the blood curse carrier from the Wizarding Circus. And the blood curse presents itself as a beast, which, while trying to think of a parallel to anything else from the Wizarding World, I couldn't really figure anything out, maybe except for Alex Obscurial, but that's about the closest I got. So I'm really interested in this new area of magic we'll be discovering. Young Dumbledore also seems quite interesting as a character. Pushing the controversy aside, just for now, I think it'll be interesting to see how powerful he is in his 40s or 50s, because while the 107-year-old Dumbledore makes huge mistakes, he is quite powerful, so I'm kind of interested to see how his power develops, I guess. As excited as I am for all the other characters to be making a return, there's not much to say about them, maybe apart from the slight costume changes. So let's just go directly to the titular character, Grindelwald. Skipping the other controversy, well, this movie is already quite controversial, with barely any content. That's boding well. I'm very excited to see what the actual Grindelwald is like, because we only saw a tiny scene of him in Fantastic Beasts, and a Graves impersonator, and tiny little bits in Harry Potter. So I'm excited to see what the actual person is like. This evil wizard who is unmatched at the time. His army is also very intriguing because we know probably literally nothing about them, but they play quite an important role. And the bad characters are usually more interesting than good ones because they have these detailed backstories that make them bad and stuff, usually. So I'm excited to see what they're all like. On to the trailer. The teaser trailer is due to come out within like the next month, which I'm very excited for. I'm kind of hoping that the teaser trailer will just be a scene, but with a lot of characters in it, not just two. Because that'll be very interesting to kind of see. It'll probably be quite a climactic scene if there's a lot of characters in it. And there's not necessarily any way that it couldn't be giving a lot away, but maybe there is. But lots of little scenes will also be great, so I don't really care, anything will be fantastic. After the teaser trailer was released, everything will just be chaos, which I'm not ready for, but I'm also very excited for. So I just kind of wanted to have all my thoughts right now recorded in one place, to kind of look back on how maybe wrong I was, or maybe right in some places, who knows. So I think that's all my thoughts, but if there's any others, I'll put them in here now. Hi! I didn't realise the trailer would be released so soon. I heard rumours, but I didn't quite want to get my hopes up, but I've just been very excited all of the day waiting for this trailer, and it's just been released. It's 1 minute 57, and I will watch it now with the sound, so you know which part I'm at. So here we go. This is me watching the trailer for the first time. I'm very excited. Also, my laptop is actually Fantastic Beasts, in case you didn't know. Oh, mountains. It's Hogwarts. I wasn't expecting Hogwarts. They're apparating into Hogwarts.
I have some questions for you, Professor.
This is a surprise.
There's a rumor that Newt Scamander is headed to Paris. I know he's working under your orders. What do you have to say for yourself, Dumbledore?
If you'd ever had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders.
Oh, I like this Dumbledore.
The time's coming, Newt,
That was really good.
when you're gonna have to pick a side. Are you going somewhere? No, we're going somewhere. Jeez.
I agree, Jacob. What's that? Oh, there's so much going on. I can't. There's the Wizarding Circus. You'll stand against the darkness.
I can't move against Grindelwald.
Oh.
It has to be you.
The Technicolour's there. Okay. Grindelwald looked proper scary in that. And that's about all the thoughts I have right now. We didn't see Maleditus as far as I'm aware. Yes. I will rewatch it a few times and then get back to you with a proper analysis. So I've just rewatched the trailer about 7 times or something like that, and I will now go through an analysis of what we're seeing. So we start with a shot of Hogwarts, which is all nice and homely. It reminds me of the Hogwarts we get to see on Pottermore when you get to explore Hogwarts and it's all in the shadows and mysterious. But that's just because maybe it's what I've been doing most often recently. And then we see people, presumably Ministry of Magic employees, apparating into the ground of Hogwarts, which is okay. I guess maybe they didn't have the barrier earlier, or maybe Ministry of Magic employees are able to. Either way, I mean, it's not really a plot hole. But among them, it looks like there's Theseus, Newt's brother, and Leta Lestrange, which is interesting. But I guess they were like close together in the picture, and it looks like they're both working for the Ministry, which was expected of Theseus, but I didn't know Leta would be. Then there's some students peering from the tower. It looks to be Gryffindor Tower, because as far as I can tell, they're all Gryffindors. And it further proves the theory that Harry's year was just a small year, because there's usually meant to be more people attending Hogwarts than there are in Harry's time. And we hear the first bit of dialogue. I have some questions for you, Professor, from an unknown character. And I don't know who it is. Maybe it is known, but I don't know who it is. And Dumbledore replies with, "This is a surprise." And one distracting thing in this shot, I'm not sure if everybody's getting this or if it's just me, but the 2 little objects on Dumbledore's desk kind of look a bit 3D printed to me and out of place. That might just be me. But, I mean, they could also be made of bone and stuff. It just, to me, they look a bit 3D printed and out of place. Then, the same unknown character says, "There's a rumour that Newt Scamander is headed to Paris. I know he's under your orders. What do you have to say for yourself, Dumbledore?" With some shots of Newt picking up a Paris postcard and the Illuminator turning off lights in the street, and Newt just walking through London, I assuming, and then meeting Dumbledore on a rooftop, which is interesting because it's as if the Ministry is confronting Dumbledore about working with Newt Scamander. We cut to a shot of Dumbledore on a roof, Newt behind him. It kind of looks as if Newt is trying to speak to him about something, maybe discuss something, but Dumbledore looks very happy, and this smirk is not as Dumbledore-ish as I'd expect, but it does seem like something that young Dumbledore would be like. And then Dumbledore says, "If you had ever had the pleasure to teach him, you'd know Newt is not a great follower of orders." Yeah, that's kind of what we expected from Newt. He's more in touch with beasts and creatures than he is with humans. And then we see the Warner Brothers and Wizarding World logo, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the new Wizarding World logo. There's 9 wands in it. And, I mean, yeah, it looks Wizarding World enough to me. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's better than the last one. Definitely, the last one is just double W. Then there's a scene in which I'm assuming Grindelwald, because of the white hair, is in a courtroom with people, it seems, and next to someone who I don't know who that is, but I can't see any familiar faces in the crowd either. And the voiceover to go with this Grindelwald scene is, "The time is coming, Newt, when you're going to have to pick a side." And I'm not sure who's saying this. It doesn't quite sound like Dumbledore or the unknown character. I'm not gonna have a guess because I really don't know who it is, but it must be it could be an ally or an enemy. Really, I really don't know who it could be. And we get to see Tina kind of under a statue. I have no idea where this could be. And Newt and Jacob entering some sort of sewer, because there was a promo picture which has Newt in a sewer, so it could be that sewer. And then there's this fantastic beast behind Jacob, it looks fantastic and it looks so funny, but I can't remember if we've seen it in textbook or not, if I figure it out that this is what it's called. But what I also love about this shot, where Jacob says, "You going somewhere?" and Newt replies, "No, we're going somewhere," and Jacob is just very excited and goes, "Yes," is that there's also moon calves in like this box. They're all very cute and just poking like the tiniest little bit of their heads up. Then we get to see this in November. Oh, and this is particularly interesting. It's This is Meloditas. I thought we didn't see her, but she's there. And Graves sitting on a rooftop in Paris, because there's the Eiffel Tower in the background. And it looks as if Credence can control the Obscurus enough to just be letting it out and maybe taking it back in, maybe not. But he does seem quite sad and ashamed, maybe. So I don't know how he can control it and be feeling those things at the same time. But Meloditas, or however you pronounce it, is just kind of standing up, looking at it, intrigued. And this could be a scene where they're both opening up to each other about their individual abnormalities, I guess, about the blood curse and the Obscurus. And then we get to see this amazing place, which looks like some sort of maybe museum or gala hall or something, with a lot of beasts' names on a little strip of the display, and some stone statues as well, and maybe a catering table on the bottom floor or something. It looks fancy, and it looks like Queenie's there. And this could be in the same place, but it doesn't have to be. It's a dancer in this like icy place, and we see Lita there, without Theseus or anyone, but probably a Ministry of Magic job if we see her arriving with the Ministry of Magic employees at Hogwarts. Then we get to see the coastline, some characters who I really can't tell who they are because it's tiny. But it looks like it could be the Jurassic Coast in England. Then, this is really interesting. It's a newt riding this seaweed creature. That it could be a kappa, but it could be anything because a kappa can turn into anything. But it could be just a completely new creature because I don't seem to remember anything. No, wait, there was something. I'm gonna look it up in a second. I'm gonna look it up right now. How am I even going to find this out? By kappa a second ago, I meant kelpie. I'm wrong. I can't figure out what this creature's called, but it is very interesting. I don't know how Newt is breathing underwater though. It doesn't look like he has a bubblehead charm, nor has eaten gillyweed. It's kind of hard to tell because it's a dark shot and there's bubbles everywhere. But I don't know. I mean, it's not that much of an issue right now. But it looks like it could be in the Great Lake because of the long plant things in the background. I'm not sure though. And then a shot of someone in a dark room with this white writing on the wall. It could be also in the sewers. Then we get this shot of the French Wizarding World Circus. I can now tell it's French, and the bubbles look amazing. I want one of those bubbles. But then there's this very deliberate shot towards this person that I have no idea who it is. And this person will probably be an important character that we don't know of, which I'm very happy that they've kept some characters as a surprise. They'll be very cool to see it. I mean, in 8 months. And then there's a shot of Pickett just running across the floor, doing his thing, and Newt catches him. And it's very cute because it's Pickett. And then there's a very angry Credence in the circus, it looks like, because there's cages in the tent, cutting open this ball of some sort of magical birds. And it transitions very nicely into an explosion in the middle of Paris, which they've done a very good job at disguising who the character is in that shot. It's probably blurred or something as well, because I really can't tell. But it looks like it could be Graves. It looks the most like Graves out of any of the characters in Fantastic Beasts I can think of. So if it is Graves, that is very interesting. It probably isn't, but it could be. It's my best theory anyway. Then there's a shot of Tina and Newt running. No idea what from, because you really can't tell. And we get the text, "Who will stand?" A few shots later we get "Against the Darkness," which darkness is a very general term, but it mostly implies an Obscurus from Fantastic Beasts anyway. So that's quite interesting because what does darkness mean? It probably means just Grindelwald, but the biggest correlation in Fantastic Beasts is an Obscurus. And then there's these two riders of Thestral carriage jumping from some sort of building, and some people on brooms. It looks looks like following them. And then Dumbledore says, I can't move against Grindelwald. It has to be you. Newt, it looks like. Which is interesting, because it's Dumbledore making probably a bad choice again. But also, we all know that they're not going to fight until 1945. So it's logical that Dumbledore is trying to make Newt fight. And we also get this shot of Grindelwald in a carriage. Probably some sort of a police carriage, because there's two people pointing wands at him. But he looks very starved and just generally not very well kept, which is interesting because, I mean, last time we saw him he was very neat, so which means there must have been some time passing between then and this shot, or between the start of the movie and this shot, because we don't know where it is in the movie. But it is quite interesting to see Grindelwald in a state like this. Yeah, and then there's the shot of Dumbledore and Newt talking in front of Big Ben and stuff. Oh, and then this shot, it's amazing. It's Newt and Theseus fighting against something from the sky. It looks like very powerful and windy. But then the two brothers both point the wands to the ground, or maybe even stick them in the ground, and they make the earth crack, which is magic so powerful. I'm not sure we've ever seen that before. Or anything of the power. I really can't think of anything like that. And then there's this just split second, basically, lightning drawing of the Deathly Hallows, which is amazing. It's almost as subtle as the title, which shows up now. And then there's just the movie logo and the date and the people involved at the end there. It's also exciting and amazing, and I really can't wait. This is the official teaser trailer, according to the title, but it really feels like a proper trailer. There's so much happening. We don't get much information about the actual movie, but there's just so much happening that it feels like a proper full trailer, which we won't be getting for another few months. But this is very interesting. A lot of content just from less than 2 minutes. I'm very excited. I'm sorry if the lighting got gradually worse throughout this video. I'm using natural light and it is past 5 PM in England now, so sun's setting. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. I loved the reacting to the trailer, and I loved analysing the trailer later because I've never done something like that before, and I really liked it. I will see you in the next video. Bye! But I got this while rereading my The Dark Arts scrapbook book, and in a newspaper article in there, I said that all very wrong.